Welcome, baseball fans, to this edition of State of MLB. Tonight we'll be covering World Series Game 1, the Washington Nationals at the Houston Astros. Washington currently leads the game 1-0, so let's go ahead and get into it. We have phenomenal pitching matchups, both Game 1 and Game 2. In Game 1, Max Scherzer goes 5 innings, 3.60 ERA, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 112 pitches over 5 innings. Gerrit Cole, starting for Houston Astros, 104 pitches, much more economical. 7 innings, goes far longer, 6.43 ERA, not as good, twice that of Max Scherzer. 5 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts to boot. Now, here you have a Boston rotation with Scherzer, Corbin, Strasburg, and Anibal Sanchez versus Houston, who has Gerrit Cole, Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke, Wade Miley, Peacock. I mean, they both teams have phenomenal pitching staffs, and both teams have different approaches to winning games. Houston has been phenomenal at hitting a long ball, whereas Washington set the stage for this game right from the get-go, okay? Yes, you have a first inning where Yuli Gurriel gets a double, brings in Altuve, brings in Springer, so you have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. But where this game was set, yes, you can point to the home run by Zimmer, the Soto 2-run home run, the Soto home run or Zimmerman home run as big points in the game, and Soto made major contributions. But here's the thing. You're talking about a Houston team that was used to American League teams in Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees, who kind of relied on that long ball. Here you have the Washington Nationals, who have already gone into the LA Dodgers in Dodger Stadium, Game 1 and Game 5, and took them out. Who went into St. Louis and swept them in the NLCS, and took care of business. Took care of LA Dodgers. Then the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals took out the Atlanta. So we're talking about a team that knows the small ball game, is the National League style by and large, and has done it better than anybody else in the National League. And they set the tone early when leadoff hitter Trey Turner gets onto first base. Nothing monumental there. But then, in the middle of the next at-bat, Trey Turner takes off for second and steals the bag. They catch Houston with a pass down, get away with a stolen base, and they set a precedent for the rest of the game, and we'll see if it's a precedent for the rest of the series, but it definitely set the tone for Game 1, where you've got the Nationals saying, we can steal second. We can take second base on you. It reminded me of, while Gerrit Cole got out of the inning with no runs scored, what it reminded me of is all time in politics when I hear about the American planes doing a show of force, flying over Iraq, flying over Iran, or flying over North Korea to show them that we are here, and if we choose to, we can attack you anytime. This stolen base by Turner was to show Gerrit Cole and the Houston Astros, we're not an American League team. We've just taken out St. Louis and the LA Dodgers. We're here to win it, and we're going to show you we're not going to just rely on the next batter up, whoever that is. We're going to get in your head, we're going to play psychological warfare, and we're going to show you that we can take second base, we can take third base, we can take home if we want to. We start with second base, and we got away with it. We caught you off guard, and we can steal when we want to, and there's nothing you can do about it, because we're here to play. So that set quite a precedent for the game and got it off to a strong start, and that led to I believe that fed, honestly, the rest of the scoring for the series. Where you've got Zimmerman hitting the home run in the second inning to get a run on the board and showing Gerrit Cole, okay, you've been lights out against the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. Guess what? We can hit you. And we did it twice. They granted Garrio's double got 2 men in and gave him a 2-0 lead in the first. But in the second and the fourth, off of back-to-back scoring home run scores, they tie the game up at 2-2. Then in the fourth, Eaton gets a single, Suzuki scores, they take a lead now. All of a sudden, you've got the Houston Astros with Gerrit Cole on the mound in the defensive. Now you're actually behind with your number one elite starter on the mound. And yeah, it's only 1 run, but it adds up to even more. Because you also get Soto scoring a double on top of his home run in the fourth. And the double scores Robles and Rendon to tack on 2 more runs. It's now 5-3. And from there, they're in cruise control. Houston never catches up. The bullpen here shuts you down. Between Corbin, Rainey, Hudson, Doolittle, you're going 1 inning, 0.5 innings, 1.5, 1.5. The rest of the game, we're only giving up 1 run. Where Hudson gives up the home run to Springer. But the rest of the game, you got nothing else from Houston. So Washington instead turned early, and they stayed in control. Yes, they were down 2-0, but it was never unsurmountable. They were in Washington's head from the first batter on, and Houston was never able to rout a Malley against their bullpen. Now, Gerrit Cole does have a reasonably decent game here. I wouldn't say 5 runs is a quality start, but being able to go 7 innings on 104 pitches, that's very economical. But it also shows that their elite starters are not invincible. They're human, and they're prone to mistakes, and they can be worn down. Granted, 104 pitches is not necessarily worn down, but they did take advantage in very key spots. They got those 2 dingers. They got the single and the double to ring up 5 runs against the starter. Now, that shows that I did predict they were going to go back to Washington 1-1. However, I predicted that Cole was going to win Game 2 and Verlander was going to lose Game 2. Cole's going to win Game 1 and Verlander was going to win Game 2. Having beaten Cole, that sets a whole new precedent. Now, Houston needs to tie this up before going out to Washington or risk being in 0-2 hole with both your best starters having lost the game. I do think that Verlander is going to be amped up and he's going to have a strong showing. He's still going to go back 1-1. At the same time, Washington has shown that they are completely unpredictable in this regard. They can take your best and shove it down your throat. So, we've got Strasburg, who I believe is one of their best pitchers in this rotation. And Scherzer put up a heck of a performance, only giving up 2 runs over 5 innings. A quality start. To top that is going to be kind of impressive, but I believe Strasburg can probably do it. It's going to be a nice little pitcher's duel in Game 2 where Strasburg and Verlander trade punches, 0s and 0s, left and right. And at the end, do I think that they can hit Verlander? Absolutely, they hit Cole. But do I think that Houston can hit Strasburg? No question. Both pitchers are vulnerable. It's up to them to execute their pitches and show what they're made of. I would not be surprised to see this go down to a bullpen game, but I did predict that it was going to go back to Washington 1-1, so we'll see what happens. Good luck to the Houston Astros. You've now faced a new animal, and an animal that despite a 6-7 day layoff came in ready to play. And they know that they can get to you. Look out, Houston Astros. On the Washington Nationals side, congratulations. You've shown the baseball world that you can take on the best pitchers and still own the night. Granted, and it starts off with the smallest ways, but you get the job done in the end. Phenomenal job, Washington Nationals. Great job. Way to take Game 1. Houston Astros, welcome to the World Series. The Washington Astros are not going to roll over. You had a game plan for Tampa. They took you to 5, but you got the job done behind Gerrit Cole. You took care of business against the Yankees by making them chase a whole lot of pitches outside the strike zone and taking advantage of their strengths and turning it against them. You found out a way to defeat your foes in the past. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you're going to do against the Nationals, because now after you're going to go back into Washington here, you've already used Cole, you've already used Verlander, you're going to have Zach Greinke for Game 3 on the road, by the way. Greinke's a far better pitcher at home, behind the home crowd. But we'll see what happens in Game 2, we'll see if you can tie it up, and we'll see what you come up with for a strategy to deal with Washington. But they have definitely shown the National League style of ball is going to be a force to reckon with for the Houston Astros. I'm all kinds of excited. I'm looking forward to Game 2. Let me know what you think about what I think in the comment section below. What do you how you think the rest of the series is going to play out? How do you think Game 1 went? How do you think Game 2 will go? Let me know all your thoughts. I would love to hear it. And if you just happen to be coming across this video on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. If you have any questions about the game, about the series, about any of the players, please let me know. I would love to hear all your feedback and respond to you. Until then, enjoy Game 2. We'll talk to you next time.